You're fucking poor!
That's it. That's the video. Wait, hold on. I'm just kidding, alright? But you really need to start valuing yourself. What does knowing your value mean? At face value, it literally means knowing what you are worth. It might sound very simple, but actually, this is something a lot of us struggle with. Because too often we let other people dictate what we are worth. One great example of this is getting a part-time job. I know you might think I'm crazy, but just hear me out. For most kids my age, after we finish our major examinations, we get strong-armed by our parents into getting a part-time job. Oh, do it for the work experience, son. There was no work experience gained from my 3 months working part-time. I was simply just experiencing work. This is such a first world problem to have, but for my peers and I, we often get a value placed on us by society when working part-time, which is our salary. The salary is around the ballpark of $10 per hour, and that's the value placed on us in the workforce. And something just didn't sit right with me. I'm actually one of the people my age in today's society that actually knows their own value. And for my part-time job, I was actually earning above average pay at like $13 per hour. But the thing is, right, I knew I was worth so much more with the skill set I had. My part-time job was being a receptionist, and I was the only person my age group where I was working. And I felt like my colleagues didn't really see how much I was actually worth. Because being the only young person there, any queries they had with technology, I had to fix for them. And on top of that, I speak 2 languages and 2 dialects, which is basically 4 languages fluently. So I was able to converse with more people than them. But they never really realized my value. For $13 an hour with the skill set that I had, I felt like I was severely undervalued. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm worth $100 per hour or $1,000 per hour because I don't like to set limits for myself. But I knew one thing. That was, oh my god, I'm worth so much more than $13 per hour. And guess what? Now I'm out of a job.
Back where you fucking started, Wagey. Someone has to fucking flip the burgers, dumbass.
It's unfortunate, but society will always need someone to flip burgers and be a receptionist and all that. Just like how society needs the Elons, the Jeff Bezos, the Warren Buffetts of the world. People get paid based on the magnitude of the problem they are solving. You get paid $10 to flip burgers because it's a relatively small problem to fix. And Elon gets paid what he gets paid because he's solving much bigger problems. You might be wondering, why is it important to know your value? Because if you're always letting people dictate how much you're worth, you'll never reach your full potential. So now that I'm without a job, I have the luxury of time on my side. Hence why I'm doing this whole YouTube thing. And even though right now I'm not making any money from YouTube, I have enough self-belief to know that I will make money from YouTube sooner or later. And when those exact people that are flipping burgers right now see me when I succeed, they'll think, oh, this guy just got lucky. When in fact, I took the risk and I struggled, and now I'm reaping the fruits of my labor. Having a part-time job is low risk, low reward, but starting a business is high risk, high reward. I know, I'm such a philosopher, you don't have to tell me that. But since I'm young and have the luxury of time and not that many responsibilities, why don't I take the calculated risk of doing my own thing? Because I value myself highly, and the risk could eventually pay off to take me to where I believe my value is. Because when I'm older and I have kids and all that, it'll be harder for me to chase my dreams. Well, I mean, I could still totally chase my dreams, but it'll just be harder because of all the responsibilities. You know the saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago and the second best time to plant a tree is today? Yeah, basically that. Because I don't want to be 60 and look back on my past self and think, I wish I could have done more, I wish I could have valued myself more highly, I wish I didn't give in to societal norms, I wish I would have taken more risks. Yeah, you get the point. I don't want to look back and regret, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. However, knowing your value doesn't just have to be financially, it can also be applied elsewhere. Like relationships. Sometimes you do things for other people even though it's not in your best interest. I know you're trying to be nice and all, but if it happens too often, that's how I'll know you're not a high value person. I mean, if you don't say no once in a while, you're gonna get taken advantage of by other people. Saying no just means you know where your boundaries are. And if people get mad by saying you're selfish or self-centered by making a decision that's in your best interest, yeah, those are the types of people that don't actually know their own value. Fucking brokey. It also comes down to settling for less. And you never settle for less. Okay, so let me give you a scenario. So let's say I'm searching for a partner and I would consider myself as someone that has high standards. And people do criticize me for it. They're always like, oh bro, you look like Russell from Up, why do you have such high standards? Because I'm not setting that standard for who I am now. I'm setting that standard for the man I will eventually become. Adonis. It's the same logic for friendship. Don't be afraid to cut people off if you feel like you're not progressing anymore, because you've already outgrown the friendship. I mean, it is human nature for us to want to be constantly making progress. It isn't selfish, it's just you knowing your value. You know how Bruce Lee tells you to be like water? He's actually in fact very right. A bottle of water can cost 50 cents at a supermarket, $2 at the gym, $3 at the movies, and $6 on a plane. It's the same water. The only thing that changed its value was the place. So the next time you feel your worth is nothing, maybe you're just at the wrong place. Always remember, let success do the talking. Okay, bye. I love you guys. Yeah, I know that title was kinda clickbait, but I'm just here to tell you that you're broke! You're fucking poor! I'm just kidding. You're not broke. You're not poor. I mean, most of you are very rich inside. Also, do let me know what kind of content you guys want to see. Just leave it in the comment section below. I'll go and read it. And good night, my people.